Welcome to this episode of LVI TV. I'm Duncan, and I'm going to share something sad and embarrassing about me. I know you assume that I'm so bright because, well, no particular reason, I just like to think that. But some punk kid just totally showed me up. Now, you may have heard about Amos Dudley, a digital design major going to school at the New Jersey Institute of Technology, but if not, this kid figured out how to do aligner-based orthodontics, made his own tray aligners, and this is amazing. When I was in college, I was still sorting out how to study in the dim light of a bar. Now, as it happens, Amos had braces when he was a kid, and although I have no idea what his mouth looked like, I know how pretty braces are for a kid in junior high. Well, doing what braces do, they worked, but doing what kids do, he wasn't compliant with retention, and he wanted to refix his teeth when he got to college. Long story short, Amos made a series of aligners to progressively straighten his teeth, and his total investment was something like $60. Well, and all the time to figure out how to digitally manipulate and print the data, and somewhere he found out how much a tooth can safely be moved. But for $60, he created his own solution that replicated what Align has done for well over 2.6 million patients and has trained almost 40,000 doctors, and in 2013 he created $660 million in revenue through a complicated technical process involving an international platform and the cloud, whatever that is.
Nobody understands the cloud. It's a mystery!
Astounding, and it highlights the amazing advances ahead as technology integrates with our society, and it's flat out exciting. However, as cool as this all is, the most incredible thing about this whole deal isn't that some kid in college figured out how to make aligners, but rather that as a profession, we still haven't figured out what really matters. What we should be doing is keeping the main thing, and that isn't straight teeth, it's optimal health. Ortho is not simply a cosmetic enterprise to straighten teeth to make them pretty. And yes, you do improve resting bacterial flora when you eliminate crowding, build the arches they're designed to be built, but it goes so far beyond that. The alignment of the teeth is a function of the arch size, and if that develops correctly, the teeth are literally self-aligning. So our goal should be to guide arch growth and development so there's enough room for the teeth. Arch growth and development is a function of tongue position and muscle function. So we should be watching for proper swallowing and resting tongue patterns from the very start with our kids. And tongue function and relaxation position are a function of airway management, so we should be watching patent airway from the very beginning. So what we need to do is finally wake up as a profession, see the maxilla and tongue and soft tissues and tonsils and adenoids are not only important, but mission critical to manage as our kids are growing up. This is what orthodontics is supposed to be about. When you put all the parts together, health is predicated on the relationship between the roof of the mouth and the floor of the nose that allows for a patent nasal airway and room for the tongue and a properly designed airway below the nose. Then you also need proper tongue function and relaxation to guide tooth alignment and support in all 6 dimensions of space. Then you also need appropriately sized soft tissue anatomy, which means adenoids and tonsils are not obliterating the airway because of allergies or whatever else. And if you have all that, then you should have an adequate airway and pretty teeth and healthy person. The unfortunate reality is this all falls between the cracks. We're still insisting the earth is flat. Orthodontists are still focused on only cosmetic improvements. Physicians, for some reason, keep saying the tongue's too big when the glaring issue is that the mouth is too small. And dentists refer the patient out to someone else or ignore it altogether. And the whole time, we are seeing an industry not only create revenues akin to a small country, but with technology that is so incredibly available that a kid in college can make it in the lab at night for less than you spend on taking the kids to the movies. And in all of that, the important questions still aren't being addressed. But don't panic. There are people working to find the answers to the bigger questions. In fact, that's exactly what the programs at the Las Vegas Institute are about. It isn't cosmetics, it's physiology. And the physiology of the airway is far and away the most important question that a dentist should consider. This isn't better addressed anywhere than the physiology of sleep, but it's a thread that supports all of the courses at LVI. Physiology is the main thing. Keep the patient healthy by addressing physiology. So here's to keeping the main thing, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Duncan.
I did not know how to treat certain cases, and I definitely had patients that would come in that
Although there are a lot of treatments for it,
Sit down and study!
half of these kids will carry
Advil every day for headaches. I actually went to the emergency room one time in dental school.
Well, I've always just wanted to be